afternoon, good morning, good evening. Thanks for tuning in, whatever time it is, to the Shedcast. It's been a hot few days over the bank holiday, so I thought I'd escape the office and jump into the car, get some nice air conditioning. But I think that heat thing is quite apt at the moment because it probably represents the sentiment in the market. I wouldn't say we're on fire, but it's certainly hot. That's how it feels. Lots of activity going on. And I think if we wind the clock back, we look at some of the sector-specific conferences that have taken place over the past few months, starting with MIPIM, where the high rollers break open the champagne, sip it on the back of a mega yacht, discuss big deals, high financing. It's where the big rollers roll. Clearly I wasn't there, but I have been in the past. It's quite an interesting forum and some interesting, it captures that European worldwide property market, so it's a good barometer for a global feel. But I suppose a little bit closer to home and very much sector specific was Shedmasters. Shedmasters has been running for a few years. It's sort of broken away from that MIPIM thing, and we've created our own brand now, and that's doing a bit of a road show. This year was in Lisbon. Managed to attend that. It wasn't as warm as it is here, but the market chat was warm, the sentiment was warm, the feeling was warm. So yeah, it was good. Lots of key industrial developers were there, UK wide, and the same on the agency front. So it was a real good time to broker ideas, thoughts, and I know a few things have come out of that. So that's really good. And then only last week we had UK Reef, which I suppose it's a mini MIPIM, but it's very much UK focused. Really quite interesting. I went up last year. It's held up in Leeds, so Ibargum. It's a long way up north, but crammed, packed to the gunnels with property people. But the interesting dynamic is you've not only got the sort of private sector, you've also got the public sector. So there's a good integration of ideas, talking about problems, talking about planning issues, talking about community issues, development issues, but also the positives, that resolving those issues creates opportunities. And I know colleagues were up there in strength across sort of multidiscipline sectors that we offer out the UK. So that was really good. So yeah, I'm in the car, we're out and about, we're having a mooch around today, and I'll touch a bit more on the sentiment piece in a moment. So that's the conferencing out of the way, and it does feel like there should be, it's a bit like an Ibiza closing party. Maybe somebody should come up with a good conference in the maybe mid or early autumn, as follow the Ibiza trends. We've done all the conferencing, let's have a closing party, gather our thoughts around the positives that we've gleaned. But it has actually been a phenomenally busy April and May, and particularly in the big box or XL mega box sector. So we've seen M&S out there again. They have just acquired the former ASOS building at Fradley Park, which was about 440,000 square feet, fully fitted for their fashion business. So they continue to drive forward and look to acquire space, grow their business, reorganise their supply chain, because historically I think they had somewhat of an older supply chain, particularly with the integration with the GIST business, etc. But they're turning that around, they're pivoting, they're making it more efficient. So that's good for them, but it's also good for the market because they're out there taking space. Other big deals. So Blackman, the 3PL, they took the 761 at Magna Park North. So spec building by Mark, as they're now known, formerly GLP / Gaisley. That's a real win for those guys to achieve a spec letting on a 700,000+ square foot deal to a great covenant. So fair play. Hats off to you guys. Great to see some transactions and activity. A further deal was the one completed by Logicore down at Daventry, their 3-unit scheme, where they got all 3 units away to Farm Foods. I think I intimated or touched on that in the last episode. But yes, circa 800,000 square feet done in, I think it was May time. It would have been April time. Locked into a really long-term lease. One of their existing customers, so fair play. And further activities. So there's 1.5 million straight in the bag. But it doesn't stop there. We have also seen Logicore achieve another letting on their 507,000 square foot spec building in Derby, which they've let to Seaver. So, what was a reasonable chunk of availability, particularly in that big box sector, suddenly depleted. If you're looking for a big box, in terms of existing buildings, the supply factor is definitely coming down. So fair play, Logicore, great work on that. And then personally for me was the Tritax big box deal at Newark. So they spec to 397. Collier is involved in the scheme. It was their first spec building we've done on the park, and we've achieved a letting to Currys. So really, really happy about that one. Happy for the guys. But it also does mean that it unlocks that next phase. We've now got outline planning. Confidence is there, and we can deliver, up to another sort of 900,000 square feet in a combination of buildings. So get in touch if you've got inquiries. It's a more cost-effective geography, so we're not talking super prime rents. It's reflective in the land value. So it offers some great value, I would say, in that location, but adjacent to the A1. So great location, great accessibility, covering that East Midlands. So I reckon for Q2 we're going to see some really strong numbers coming up on the take-up figures. I've got some ideas in my head, but I'm not going to share those with you at this point in time. But stay tuned. We've got a great research team. Dee and Len, I'm sure, will be putting something out shortly once you've got all the stats in. Once we're about a month away from the end of Q2. And we'll put some good data and research out around the sentiment and where we're heading for the balance of the year. It does feel like it's going to be a bit backloaded for 2026 in terms of take-up, but strong inquiry levels still out there, lots of activity, lots of footfall. But it's not just the mega box or the XL schemes that have done well. The mid-box did show signs of maybe being a little bit sluggish at the start of the year, but I know certainly Barbary have banged a couple of goals in on their schemes. So they've got rid of their building in Warwick, and they've done a pre-let on their scheme at Quinton, both sub 100,000 square feet. So hats off to the guys at Barbary, fair play, build a good scheme. There's other new mid-box around the Midlands that's coming out of the ground. It's got some activity, it's got some heads of terms out. I know we went down to the Royal London scheme down in Coventry, had a tour around that, and that's really motoring. They said they've got some good interest at the moment, so hope to see some more deals there. So I think the mid-box is holding up okay. It's obviously a little bit can be a bit more fragile, linked to the wider economic piece, but I think if the product's right and it's in the right location, it should let. But normal big box, and we sort of, certainly when I started, a big box was 100,000 square feet. Well, that's all changed. Big box now, so 100,000 square foot up to, let's say, 500,000 is what we classify as big box. Again, that's seen some great activity. There was a whole load of buildings down in Daventry that Prologis have got away very, very quickly to some good covenants, and we are going to go down to Daventry later. I'll talk you through availability of what we can deliver down there. Some other deals across the piece within that sector. So yeah, strong, I would say. We're on the move. We're on the, where are we now? We're on the A435, so we're heading towards Stratford. Now this is a scheme that I've lived and breathed for a while. It's a scheme that is being delivered by IM Properties. We've had our challenges, but it's full steam ahead now. When we pull over, hopefully we'll get the drone up, show you some shots, show you what we're up to, and we'll talk about availability. So onward, and I'll see you in a moment. So guys, yes, we've arrived at Stratford 46. So this is the scheme that I've mentioned that I sort of feel like I've lived and breathed. We went through COVID with it. We had our issues in terms of delivery of highways, but that's all now been sorted, and we'll get some shots and show you the update on the infrastructure that's going in. In terms of the scheme itself, we front the A46, so we've got a whole plateau or sort of across the front of this site that can deliver roadside uses, and then at the back we can do buildings from 20,000 square feet up to a single big box of 300,000 square feet. Key thing is freehold and leasehold, and it's been developed and delivered by IM Properties, who, you know, are really, really strong in this area and very, very good at delivering grade A stock. So in terms of timing, we're looking at probably mid-2028 for delivery of buildings. We've got some service diversions that we've got to carry out on the A46, but those will be completed this year, and then we can crack on and get the plateauing done. So it'll be a really great scheme for Warwickshire. So if you're looking for build-to-suits, freehold or leasehold, give us a shout. So yeah, we've made it down to Daventry. Sun's still shining, it's beautiful, and we're down at Apex Park, Daventry. As you can see on the board, we've got build-to-suit opportunities. This is one of the last remaining plots at Daventry. Prologis have got, they've been super successful on the existing buildings that they've let, and we can deliver here 91,000 square feet. We're consented, we're ready to go. I'll drop a link in, or take some, put some images in of the video we did that explains the full benefits of the park, but it has got, as I said, it's got a pocket park, it's got great amenity, there's a lovely footpath, scenery's gorgeous, it's, you know, really, really great opportunity, close to the M1, close to the A45, so connectivity for logistics is brilliant, and you're dealing with one of the best partners in the game, Prologis. You know, they'll deliver a great scheme here. So if you do want some further information, give us a shout. So, final destination of the road trip. I've had to jump back in the car. It's still 26 degrees, so scorchio, as they say in Spain. We have arrived at our destination. We have been here before, but I just thought I'd show you some, I suppose, we've looked at D&B sites, but something that's available now, and as I said, because of the potential shrinking of stock in the market because of the take-up that we're seeing, I thought we'd just come out and have a look and refresh your minds of the great product that we've got available at Symmetry Park, Rugby. So let's have a quick spin round, and we'll take it from there. So, yep, here it is, Symmetry Park, Rugby. 2 units left, units 6, which is 338 square feet, so it's 338 square feet, 15 metres, institutional number of docks, gatehouse, absolute superb, top quality bit of kit. And then we've got unit 7, which is over there, which is 170. Just a smaller version of that, again, same spec, really good institutional buildings. And the key thing is, as I was saying, because of all the take up in the vicinity of the grade A stock, this is going to be one of the few left. So if you're looking for space, get in touch, because it won't be around for long, I don't think. In Let's have a quick squiz round. I'll give you a feel for the park, show you what Tritax deliver. Again, another great brand name in the industry, delivering top quality buildings, and always pushing the boundaries, looking at the next big thing in sheds. So let's have a quick spin round. So I hope you enjoyed our little magical mystery tour this afternoon as part of the Shedcast. I suppose in summary, what we're seeing is all positive sentiment, activity, the will to do it from both developers and tenants. The big box is beautiful, but yeah, it's all good in the logistics sector, I would say, at the moment. That's it from me for this time on the Shedcast. Hopefully catch you soon. Remember to put your Factor 50 on whilst it's warm. Stay frosty, stay cool, and yeah, feel free to reach out. Any questions or research you're after, the team at Colliers can easily provide that. But also in terms of the developments that we've looked at today, particularly sort of that, we focused on Warwickshire, I suppose, today. If any of those opportunities are of interest from an occupational point of view, give us a shout. You know where we are. Reach out. Details are on LinkedIn, and yeah, enjoy the summer. We will see you shortly. Thanks for watching, and stay frosty. Cheers.